This is Commander Zeus, planet ship Earth. We're traveling at 945 miles per second presently. Our trajectory is outside of the Milky Way cluster. We're in the Sirian district, revolving around the sun at 742 miles per second. Rotation through the galaxy. Today we're here in Chapter 7. You are standing on the leading edge of thought. Chapter 6 now, what was that about? Chapter 6 was the law of attraction, the most powerful law in the universe. So chapter 7, I'm actually videotaping. Chapter 7, you are standing on the leading edge of thought. We like to refer to the place where you are standing as the leading edge of thought. For as you stand there in your physical body, in your physical environment, having the physical experience, you are the furthermost extension of which we are. All that has ever been before is culminating into which you now are. And just as your own experience from the time of your birth into your physical body until now has culminated into who you are, all that has ever been experienced by all that is has culminated into all that is now being experienced in this physical life experience on planet Earth. As every person on your planet is having experiences that are causing their desires to be born, a sort of mass summoning is occurring, which literally equals the evolution of your planet. And so, the more you interact, the more your personal preferences are being identified and radiated, and the more of your experiences, powerful stream of source energy is now stretched out before you, from which your individual personal preferences will be received. In other words, because of what so many have lived and are living, and because of the summoning power of so many of their desires and well-being of the future experiences well in place. And in like manner, your current desires will, in turn, provide an energy stream for future generations to benefit from. If you can desire it, the universe can produce it. If your environment in time, space, realities inspires within you a sincere desire, then the universe has the means to supply the results that you seek. Because your ability to reach for more expands with every achievement that came before, the expansion may feel breathtaking to those just coming to understand the power of it, but it may feel absolutely normal to those who have already come to understand and expect well-being to flow constantly into their experience. The stream of well-being flows even if you don't understand that it does. When you consciously become aligned with it, your creative desires, endeavors become so much more satisfying. For then you discover that there's absolutely nothing that your desires cannot achieve. It works whether you understand it or not. It is not necessary to fully understand the complexities of this eternally expanding environment in order to reap the benefits of which it has become. For it is necessary that you find a way to go with the flow of your well-being that is stretched out before you. So in that effort, we offer these words. There is only a stream of well-being that flows. You can allow it or resist it, but it flows just the same. You would not walk into a brightly lit room and look for a dark switch. In other words, you would not expect to find a switch that would flood an inky darkness into the room and cover the brightness of the light. You would find a switch would resist the light. For in the absence of light there is darkness, and in like manner there is no source of evil. But there could be resistance from that which you believe is good, just as there is no source of sickness, but there is a resistance of the well-being that's on the planet. Without asking, you're receiving no answer. Sometimes people will compliment Esther for being able to receive the wisdom of Abraham and for putting into writing or spoken word for others to experience and receive benefit from. And we also add our appreciation to that too. We also want to point out that Esther is receiving a translation of a vibration is only part of the equation. Without the asking that precedes it, there could be no answering. The people of your planet, the people of your time, are benefiting dramatically from the experience of the generations that preceded you. For all the experiences that they lived and the desires that were generated with them, the summoning began. And today, you are ones of the leading edge of reaping the benefits of what those past generations asked for. At the same time, you are continuing to ask, and you are now summoning. And on it goes. So, can you see how, if you can find a way to allow it, there is an avalanche of well-being at your fingertips, ripe for your picking, provided you are in vibrational alignment with it and cannot see why, since there is never a crowd on the leading edge. You are not going to have a lot of people you can talk to about this. These days, there are some people experiencing intense hardships or traumas, and because of how they are living right now, their asking is in a heightened and intense place. And because of the intensity of their request, sources are responding in kind. And although the person who is doing the asking is usually so involved with the trauma that they are not personally receiving the benefits of their own asking, future generations or even current generations who are not right now disallowing are receiving the benefit of that asked. We are giving this to you by way of helping you understand that there is an ultimate stream of well-being and an abundance of all manner of things available to you at all times. But you must be in alignment with receiving those things. You cannot stand in resistance of them and receive them at the same time. Open the floodgates and let your well-being flow. See yourself right where you are now as a beneficiary of a powerful stream of well-being. Try to imagine that you are basking in the flow of this powerful stream. Make an effort to feel yourself as the leading edge beneficiary of this ultimate stream and smile and try to accept that you are worthy of it. So that's when you want to breathe in, just think about all that goodness coming to you all the time. Breathe in through your nose, out your mouth. Just know that you're worthy. Your ability to feel your worthiness is the powerful stream of well-being will undoubtedly depend on what is happening in your life right now. Under some conditions, you feel utterly blessed, and other conditions, you feel not so blessed. And it is our desire that, as you read this book, you will come to an understanding that to the degree you feel blessed and expect good things to flow to you, this indicates the level of your state of allowing. And to the degree of what you do not feel blessed, well, where you do not expect good things to come from you, this indicates your degree of resistance of the good. And is our desire that as you continue to read this book, you will feel able to release the habits of thought that have resulted in your disallowing of the stream. We want you to understand that if it were not for resistant thoughts you have picked up along your physical trail that are not in vibrational alignment with the stream of well-being, you would be right now the full receiving of this spirit. For you are literally an extension of it. Right? You and how you feel is all that is responsible for whether you let in your inheritance of well-being or not. And while those these around you that may influence you more or less to allow or not allow that stream, it is ultimately all up to you. You can open the floodgates and let your well-being, or you can choose thoughts that keep you pinched off from what is yours. But whether you allow it or resist it, the stream is constantly flowing to you, never ending, never thinking, never tiring, always there for your consideration. You're in the perfect position to get there from here. Right? So nothing has to change in your environment or the circumstances that surround you for you to begin to deliberately allow your own connection to the stream of well-being. Pardon me. You could be in prison. You could be diagnosed with a terminal illness. You could be facing bankruptcy, or you could be in the middle of a divorce. Still, you're in a perfect place right now to begin. Right? And we also want you to understand that this will not require a great deal of time, for it only requires a simple understanding of the universal laws and a determination to move toward a state of allowing. When you drive your vehicle from place to place, you have an awareness of your starting point and also an awareness of where you're going. You access that. You cannot, you accept that. You cannot get there instantly. You can. You go through a portal. You accept that you will the traveling distance in the time manner that you arrive at your destination. And while you may feel anxious to get there, and maybe even tired of the journey, you do not get so discouraged at midway point that you just turn around and go back. not drive back and forth from starting point to midway and then back, finally collapse, never-ending journey. You do not announce your inability to accomplish your journey. You accept the distance between your starting place and where your destination is. And as you continue to move in the direction of your destination, you understand what is required, and you do it. And we want you to come to know that the journey between where you are and where you want to be, only on subjects, can be just as easily understood. That was kind of interesting, isn't it? So next video is going to be Chapter 8. You are a vibrational transmitter and receiver. Remember, ask it is given. So nice of you. Remember, every day in every way you get better, better, and better. And today is the day of your amazing good fortune. Global Peace Project out.